Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dave Russell. Well, there are a number of activities going on we'll remind you about. First of all, the Southwest Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Field Day is tomorrow at the Fayette County Airport in Washington Courthouse. The remote broadcast, thanks to LCNB National Bank. Visit them at lcnb.com to learn more about their ag lending programs. Don't forget you can join us Wednesday for a preview of the National Tractor Pulls taking place in Bowling Green, August 15th through the 17th. Coverage is thanks to Nature's Premium Liquid Fertilizers since 1946. And then you can join the Ohio Soybean Association Hometown Tour August 14th at Beck's Hybrids in London. Register for the free event at soyohio.org/hometown. Well, Dale kicks things off with a report on Ohio people involved with corn. Dale?
Joining me is Tad Nicholson from Ohio Corn and Wheat. Tad, nice to have you on the air. Let's talk a little bit about, when I think back of volunteerism for organizations, the first one that comes to mind for me is Fred Yoder way back, but since then, boy, the number of organizations you've got people supporting Ohio and bringing Ohio's perspective and bringing other perspectives in is amazing. How do you coordinate all that?
First of all, whenever we get a new board member, they probably have some goals in mind, but hardly any of them come in saying, gosh, I want to be on a national board. I want to be national president. And so it's a very difficult thing. You got to watch it all the time, figure out where they're at. Farmers, like everyone else, they evolve, and some of those become leaders. In Ohio, we really try hard at Ohio Corn and Wheat to develop our board members so that they do become leaders if they have that interest. And so we're about ranked 7th in corn production here, but I don't know where we rank in leadership production, but it is a whole lot more because we're kind of a middle-sized corn state, but we punch way above our weight when it comes to generating leaders. So really proud of the job that we've done. Here's a couple of examples. Jed Bauer is really our primary one right now because he just got elected as the first vice president of the National Corn Growers Association. That puts him in line. He's going to be president in 2 years. And so people like Jed are fantastic. Kelly Harsh is on the National Corn Board. John Miller just got elected to the National Corn Board for Ohio, and there's only 15 on there. So for Ohio to have 3 on there as the size of a state we are, this is what I mean by punching above our weight.
If somebody wants more information on the whole scope of Ohio Corn and Wheat, where do we go?
Well, I certainly wish that they would get on our website at ohiocornandwheat.org, and they can contact us through that.
Tad Nicholson, my guest from Ohio Corn and Wheat.
Dale, thank you. Well, one expert says it's not all black and white when you analyze the current U.S. ag trade deficit.
U.S. agriculture is currently running a trade deficit with other countries of almost $19 billion and growing. Now, some say this reflects a weak, non-competitive U.S. ag sector. However, one expert says, hold on a minute.
To look at the trade balance and say, it's negative, so we're being outcompeted. That's really oversimplifying things.
USDA economist Bart Kenner says in most cases we are importing products like fresh fruits which don't compete with U.S. products, especially in the wintertime.
Another thing to consider is a lot of imports are inputs to products that get, value added in the U.S. and then brought to market.
Bart Kenner says rising imports also show the U.S. economy is strong and that rising incomes are allowing more of us to buy more imported ag products. Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
The USDA's National Ag Statistics Service crop production report released earlier today has corn production at 15.1 billion bushels. That's down 1% from 2023. Soybean production is forecast at a record high 4.59 billion bushels. That's up 10% from 2023. Winter wheat production estimated at 1.36 billion bushels. That is up 1% from the July forecast and up 9% from last year's production. The markets. I'll have those numbers coming up next.
Did you know soybeans' number one customer is animal agriculture? That includes Ohio's poultry farms. High-protein soy meal keeps poultry farms thriving. Nationally, Ohio ranks second for egg production and ninth for turkey farming. Plus, Ohio produces 526 million pounds of chicken annually. Now that's a lot of birds, and that's a lot of soybeans. Soybeans, feeding the industry that feeds us. Brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Checkoff.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, September corn $3.83 1/4, up 6 1/2. December corn $4.01 1/2, up 6 1/2. August beans $10.12, down 16 cents. November beans $9.86, down 16 1/2. September wheat $5.36 3/4, down 5 3/4. At the Mercantile Exchange, August cattle $183.32, down 92 cents. August hogs $90.02, up 22 cents. September feeder cattle $239.50, down $2.10. This is the Ohio AgNet.